He was born a slave, crippled, beaten, and almost forgotten by history. Yet, his words would go on to shape emperors and leaders for centuries to come. His name is Epictetus, and this is the incredible true story of how a man with nothing became one of the most powerful minds in philosophy. This is a story of unshakable strength, of Stoic fire, and why you, right now, have more power than you think. Epictetus was born into slavery in ancient Rome, owned by a cruel and powerful man in Emperor Nero's court named Epictetus. As a child, he was beaten so severely that one of his legs was left permanently crippled. And yet, he never complained. Why? Because even as a boy, Epictetus understood something profound. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. That is the essence of Stoicism, art of mastering your inner world when the outer world is spiraling out of your control. It's about finding power not in changing your situation, but in changing your reaction to it. Imagine the mental fortitude it took for a young, enslaved boy to grasp this. He didn't see himself as a victim of his fate. He saw himself as the ruler of his own mind. This wasn't just a coping mechanism. It was a revolutionary act of inner freedom. Eventually, Epictetus gained his freedom, but instead of chasing the wealth, power, or revenge that he was denied for so long, he chose a different path. He sought wisdom. He studied under the great Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus, and soon began teaching others himself. He had no grand academy, no political backing, no army at his command. He just had the truth, and people started to listen, from common citizens to the Roman elite. Because what he taught set them free in a way that no political decree ever could. He taught them that true freedom isn't about your external conditions. It's about mastering your internal state. He famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Through fire, pain, and poverty, Epictetus forged a philosophy so powerful that it transformed him from a forgotten slave into one of the most influential thinkers in all of history. The legacy of Epictetus is nothing short of extraordinary. One of his most devoted students would go on to become the Emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius. Think about that for a moment. The most powerful man on earth, the ruler of a vast empire, was guided by the wisdom of a man who was once considered property, a man who had no rights at all. A crippled ex-slave was teaching a king how to rule his own mind. Epictetus's words, "No man is free who is not master of himself," echoed in the halls of power, proving that true authority comes from self-control, not from a crown. This is the incredible power of philosophy. It's not just a collection of abstract ideas. It's armor for your soul. It's a practical toolkit for living, a way of thinking that can turn a broken life into a legendary one. His story shows us that your origins do not define your destiny. So how does this ancient story apply to you today? You might feel stuck. You might feel trapped by your job, your past mistakes, or the circumstances you were born into. You might be battling habits, fear, or self. In those moments, remember what Epictetus would say. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by what you choose to become, in spite of it. So when life pushes you down, when you feel overwhelmed and defeated, don't just react with anger or despair. Get quiet. Get focused. Reclaim your power by choosing your response. Rise with reason, not wheat rage. That is the path to inner strength. So today, I want to leave you with a challenge. Remember, a man who had every excuse to give up, every reason to be bitter, but chose to master himself instead. The next time you feel like quitting, the next time you feel that pull of procrastination or doubt, try this. Count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then act. Move. Take that first small step. Not because you feel ready, not because it's easy, but because you have decided to become stronger. That is the practical application of Stoicism, and that is what greatness demands. If this story moved you, don't just watch it, live it. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And in the comments below, write "I choose strength" as a commitment to yourself. Remember, just like Epictetus, you are one thought, one choice away from becoming someone entirely new. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more stories that empower the mind.